Welcome back, yogis. Thank you for joining me again on the mat. If you've been enjoying practicing with me, please subscribe to the page. So we've been doing all this hatha yoga to build up our strength. Now I want to run you through a basic vinyasa class. We'll go over the sun salutations A, which you'll normally see in a vinyasa class, and then we'll also go over a B, simply sticking to the basics. So for the sake of switching things up, let's get started in a child's pose. So we're coming forehead to the mat, fingers reaching. Here's the trick, your knees could be together, and that'll give you really nice rounding in the back. If that's not comfortable for you, or you'd like to work into your hips, you can take your knees apart and just drop the torso between them. You're letting your shoulders relax. Your forehead is resting against the mat. We call it a third eye center. It's a grounding pose. Our jaws are soft. And we're focusing on our breath, relaxing our bodies and clearing our minds. As you hold this pose, I just want you to really feel the air in the backs of your lungs. Every inhale brings you more present. Every exhale clearing out thoughts. On your next inhale, I want you to press up to tabletop and bring our knees right under our hips, our wrists right under our shoulders. We'll press through our thumb, our index finger, and we'll start with that cat-cow warm-up. The inhale's lifting the hips and the chest, a little curve and low back. Exhale's rounding, arcing the spine like a Halloween cat. Maybe now you're getting more comfortable in these breathing exercise where you feel every inhale lift you up. Every exhale take you deeper into that arc. You're moving at the pace of your own breath, slowing the breathing back down. The slower we breathe, the deeper we go into each pose. The focus on the breath, turning off any thoughts. Alright, the next time you exhale, return back to that neutral table. Because these sun salutations will require a little wrist work, I want to open up our wrist. So take your fingers and flip them forward toward your toes. Maybe start with just one wrist, just sink back towards your heels just a bit. Maybe both wrists. If you spend a lot of time on a computer, this might feel really nice for you. You could flip to the top of your hand, fingers still facing knees. That one I really like to do one at a time. Just opening up the wrists. Once you're done, fingers will face forward. We'll just take a couple rolls, and then we'll plant. And plant. And now my favorite, a stretch for the toes. We're going to curl our feet under. We're going to sit back towards our heels, opening up the toes and the arches. If you have tight feet, feel free to leave your hands here on the mat. Don't go too deep. But if you are looking for a deeper stretch in the bottoms of your feet, hands might even come up onto the legs. I'm just going to turn so you can see what it looks like from behind. See how my heels are lifted, making a little seat for my seat. Nice open arches, open toes. Come forward. Plant the hands. Uncurl the toes. And just give the tops of the feet a little tap into the mat. Fingers spread wide. Let's curl the toes under one more time. Inhale, lift our seat to a downward facing dog. Take some time to pedal out the backs of our legs, pressing through heel by bending through opposite knee. Shoulders are relaxed. Try and be a little soft in the elbows. You don't want to hyperextend. Lock the toes in towards the hands. Those hands can peel right off the mat. It's never about touching the toes. In fact, we're going to get soft in the knees. We're not going to force them open. We'll grab elbows. We'll release the neck, shake out the head. We'll give the torso a little sway. Release the elbows. Inhale, come up halfway, lift. We've done this before. We're trying to make our spine parallel to the ceiling. Reach our ears out of our shoulders. Dive down. And take a slow roll to standing. Head's going to be the last thing to come up. And when we get there, we'll sit up, stand up tall, nice strong mountain pose. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see the setup here. I like to shrug shoulders a few times forward, a few times backward. And we'll settle those shoulders back, lift up the chest. Here's our mountain pose. Looks a lot like standing, but it's a little bit more engaged. You're feeling your core kind of tighten up and pull in. The quads are activated. The chest is lifted. Inhale, bring your hands up. Let's do just a little bit more stretching before we get going. I'm grabbing onto my right wrist and pulling myself to the left, keeping a little lift in my spine. Inhale, center, grab left, exhale to the right. Keep that lift in the spine so that we were really reaching out of left side body. Inhale, come up. With fingers still reaching, I'm going to turn to the side and walk you through one of those sun salutations. And I'll use a lot of variations so you can pick the method that works best for your body. So exhale, I want you to come back down to your toes. Remember, it's not about how far you go. You'll inhale, find that halfway lift one more time, reaching ears out of shoulders. Hands are going to come to mat, and you're going to step back into a high plank. Now this is where those variations come into play. If you're not quite ready for a high plank, plank on the knees. Great place to build strength in the arms and in the core. So I'm going to curl my toes under one more time, show you a high plank. So my knees are back a little bit. That way my core is still engaged, my belly button pulling in. My arms are strong. There's at least a hint of softness in the elbows. They're not locked out and torquing. They're a little soft. And I'm going to lower to the belly. My elbows are in at my ribs. It's going to require a little arm and shoulder strength. And on my next inhale, I'm going to inhale, come up, cobra. This first one's not going to be very far. A little lift of the chest and the chin. I'm going to lower. Curl my toes under like before. Lift my seat. Downward facing dog. We've been here before. Take a little pedal. And then I'm going to step my right foot between my hands. You might need to help it out with your hand. My left foot will follow it. Inhale, up halfway, flatten out the back. Exhale, dive down. And on the inhale, I'm going to bring my hands overhead. Extended mountain pose. Let's take a little back bend, pressing our hips and quads forward. We'll bend at the back. Look up at the ceiling. Big reach. Inhale, come up to center. Ready for round two? On an exhale, we fold to those toes, or as far as you can go. Inhale, up half. We're going to come back one more time. Step back into the high plank. It's a hard pose. It requires a lot of strength. It might be hard in the wrist. Don't be afraid to build strength here. Come to that half plank as long as you need. The strength will come, I promise. Lower. See the way my elbows brush against the ribs? This time when I inhale up to cobra, I'm going to come a little higher. Elbows are going to be in. Shoulders falling away from ears. Just a gentle lift of the chin. Feels really good in the back. Lower. Toes are going to curl under. Seat's going to lift. Downward facing dog. This time I'll step the left foot between my hands. Help it out if you need. Right foot comes forward. Inhale up. Dive down. Inhale, sweep hands overhead. Another big reach. All right. Now for those sun salutation B's. Are you ready? Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Eventually we'll get to one breath per movement. That doesn't have to be today. So here's that high plank. You can make it a knee plank. Take that variation as long as you need, but I'm going to demonstrate from a high plank what this looks like in case you're ready to build up. So elbows in. I'm going to slowly lower. Toes are going to uncurl. I'm going to come up into another cobra. Lower. Toes will curl under. Seat lifts. And this is when we're going to make it a sun B. I want you to inhale, bring right toes up to the ceiling. That stretch might feel really nice in the back of the left leg. We're going to use the little bit of momentum to bring our foot in between our hands. Help it out if you need. The back foot's going to open up about 45 degrees. So the toes are going to face almost the top left corner of your mat. You'll bring your chest up. Here's warrior one. See how my knee is on top of my ankle in front here? My heels are lined up. I'm going to square my hips towards the front of my mat, getting a nice twist in the low back, opening up my lower vertebra. I'll inhale my hands overhead and let my shoulders relax away from my ears. Jaws soft, focus is on breath. I'm pressing through the pinky edge of my back left foot so the weight's evenly distributed. The hips, again, facing forward should feel really good in the low back. We let shoulders relax so we're not building up unnecessary tension. Are you ready to take another Vinyasa flow? Inhale, fill up. Exhale, hands to mat. Step back, high plank. Remember that option of coming to your knees. If you're ready, staying here in high plank. Either way, lower, keeping elbows in. Toes uncurl. Inhale, up cobra pose. Lower. Toes curl, seat lifts. Let's do it on the other side. Inhale, left toes up. Feel the stretch in the back of the right leg. Step the foot. You can use a little momentum here. Help it out. Stack knee on top of ankle. Open that right foot 45 degrees so those toes are angled sort of forward. Chest comes up. Arms overhead. Knee on top of ankle. Pressing through back pinky edge. Heels are in a line. Hips squared forward. Shoulders relax. Muscles in the face soft. Slowing my breathing right back down. Big inhales, big exhales. Inhale, fill up. Frame the foot with the hands. Step back. Here's our final one. Lower. Inhale, up. Curl toes, lift seat, downward facing. Take a little pedal. Lower knees to the mat. Tabletop, right where we started our time together. Let's come onto the seat. Take those legs out in front of us. We'll sit up nice and tall. We'll take soles together. Knees wide. We'll inhale, lift our chest. We'll exhale, hinge. So we're hinging at our waist, keeping our back nice and flat, little inside hip opener. Slow the breathing right back down. Clear out any thoughts that have started to form. Be present. Inhale the chest up. Guide the knees together. Hands by the sides. Just release knees side to side. Work out of the hips. Soles plant. I want you to come onto the back with the bent knee. We're just going to let the length of our back relax into our mat. I want you to take feet to the edges of the mat, and even bigger low back release. We'll let our knees fall together. Knees apart. Soles back to center. Let's add just a couple back bends for a little bit of strength here. A bridge pose. So my knees are right over my heels. I'm trying to walk those heels nice and close to my seat. My palms are face down. I'm going to exhale. And on the inhale, I'm going to lift my hips up off the mat. So I'm really coming onto my shoulders. My knees are coming in slightly, so I'm tapping into the right places in my legs. You can option interlace fingers, really come up on your shoulders. Get a little chest stretch going on. Focusing on breath. Let's release our fingers. Lower our hips down to the mat. Take our knees side to side. Plant the soles. Fingers are reaching for the heels. Heels are walking into seat. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Little squeeze in the knees. Maybe another interlace of the fingers. You can come up even higher on the shoulders. Keep focusing on breath. Thoughtful inhales. Releasing exhales. Lower. Take knees side to side. Ready for our third and final round. Inhale, press hips up. Optional interlace. Palms can just stay on the mat though. There's nothing wrong with that. Knees are squeezing together. Focus is on the breathing. Strong backs, strong legs. Lower. Knees side to side. Soles plant. Take the right ankle, place it on the left knee. I love ending with some reclined pigeon poses. Just holding the back of our left leg or on top of our shin. Shoulders softening to the mat. Focus on the breath. Feel the muscles in the face soften. The body's relaxed around this posture. So we're going to go right into our ending twist from here. Something a little different. I want you to take this entire left leg, keeping the shape that it is. Let it fall to the mat. The right foot will fall on the mat. See how I'm keeping that same shape? Feels really nice in the hip. But if that's not the case for you, you could cross the right leg over left. It's a nice deep twist. Or if you want to take a more gentle twist, you can unwind completely, knees fall together. We've done this before. Fingers reach out in line with shoulders. And if it feels okay in the neck, you'll look right. If that doesn't feel okay, you can face the ceiling for something more neutral. Inhale, bring the head center. If the legs are crossed, uncross them. Bring them into the chest. Take a squeeze, a little rock, massaging out the low back. And we'll plant the soles of the feet. Left ankle's going to come to right knee. That reclined pigeon. We'll interlace behind the right leg, on top of the right shin, whatever feels best for your left hip. We're softening jaws, relaxing shoulders, focusing on breath, and just allowing the hip to relax and open up. Think about every inhale bringing you present. Every exhale letting go of thoughts. Ready to twist? Let's let that entire right leg fall to the mat. See how I'm keeping that right angle shape? My left foot's on the mat. If that just doesn't feel good for your hips, you could cross left over right or take that simple twist. This time around I'm going to hold sort of in this fallen 4. Again, arms reaching out. Optional look to the left. Bring the head center, uncross. Take the knees into chest one final time. Take a breath, release the low back. Give the knees a squeeze to the forehead. And exhale, find Savasana, wrists, ankles rolling open. Scanning the body for any lingering tension. If you're having trouble turning an ankle off, maybe giving it a roll and then letting it relax. Softening every muscle you own. And once again, just bringing the focus, that rise and fall of breath. Let's start to come out of Savasana by inhaling deeply. Moving fingers, toes, rolling wrists, rolling ankles. We'll look side to side. We'll reach fingers overhead. We'll reach the toes, a big full body stretch. Roll to right side. And press up. Yogis, as always, thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.